Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name's Scales. Today we're back with another reaction video. That's right. And this is a Ninjago reaction video. That's right. But it's not going to be the YTP um, Ninjago ones when I talk about sex and stealing sex or whatever. Oh man, yeah, those were funny. I don't know what they were saying at that time. Yeah, no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna react to we're gonna react to the characters' histories, like their lives, their past lives, all that stuff. Like you've seen those videos like throughout the years. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna react to today. We're gonna react to okay, so this is the first video. This is by OverLloyd. That's right. I'll put the channel into the description. And this is the first video, the complete history of Scales. That's right, from 2011 to 2022. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive on in. Let's react to this. By the way, it's finally 2026, so happy New Year, everyone. All right, here we go. See what Scales' life is like. I mean, yeah, I watched it before, but don't pay that much attention to it.
That's my first order. I say we burrow beneath their beloved city to bury them as they once buried us. Fellow Serpentine, it's time we knock Ninjago City back down to size.
From a lowly second in command to king of the Serpentine, Scales was part of the Hypnobrai tribe and an ambitious leader. He despised serving under who he believed to be an incompetent commander and would always find a way to overthrow them. Like any other Serpentine, Scales hated humans and anything that lived on the surface. This was until he reformed and completely changed his way of thinking.
Oh, I remember
With
that.
that out of the way, I present to you the complete history of Scales.
Background.
More than 40 years ago, Skales participated in the Serpentine War, later becoming friends with the general of the Vampire tribe, Facecam. He and the Serpentine were eventually defeated by the Elemental Alliance with the use of the Sacred Flutes. With the Serpentine now subdued and controlled, Scales and his tribe, the Hypnobrai, were sealed away in the Glacier Barrens. However, this was not the last of Scales.
Yeah, because Lloyd opened the tomb and all the snakes came out. Alright, season 1, Rise of the Snakes.
Scales, along with the Hypnobrai, were later freed by the young Lloyd Garmadon. Unbeknownst to him and the other Hypnobrai, his general, Slithra, was now under Lloyd's control due to accidentally hypnotizing himself.
Oh yes.
Forced to do
Oh, so
childish
Scales
tasks,
was the
such as steal candy.
Hypnobrai
Scales
warrior
greatly
at the time.
disapproved of this, but Slithra put him back in his place. When the ninja arrived and attempted to stop the snakes, Scales was able to partially hypnotize Cole, only to be interrupted by Nia. The Hypnobrai retreated once the ninja stole the Hypnobrai staff, but Scales still had control over Cole, allowing him to spy on the ninja. Scales remained loyal to Slithra, but would soon act when the time was right. Scales found out that the Hypnobrai staff was being held at the monastery of Spinjitzu, but before he could act on this knowledge, Lloyd commanded the snakes to build him a treehouse in Wildwood Forest.
Wait, there's not that much
Scales
Hypnobrai
once
warriors.
again questioned his general on such a menial task, but in return earned a rebuke from Slithra. The ninja found out about the construction and attempted to put a stop to it. However, Scales enforced his control over Cole and ordered him to attack his friends. With the ninja occupied, Scales issued a retreat much to Lloyd's frustration. By now, Scales had had enough of this kid and imprisoned him in the treehouse's own traps. While Rue and Nia arrived and tried to break Scales' control over Cole, the Hypnobrai raided the monastery of Spinjitzu, stealing back their staff and burning the monastery down in the process. Once they were back in their tomb, Slitherod demanded his staff back, but Scales refused and challenged his superior to a Slitherpit fight over leadership of the tribe. Scales was able to defeat Slithra with the use of Fangcorn Do, becoming the new leader of the Hypnobrai and growing a new tail to show it. With him now in command, he banished Lloyd from the tomb, hoping their paths would never cross again. A few days later, the Hypnobrai would prepare for a battle against the Fangpire tribe. Scales led his tribe into battle, but quickly withdrew when he found out the new Fangpire general was his old friend Fangton. Scales
Right.
also found out that Lloyd was with the Fangpire just as he had been with the Hypnobrai a few days prior. They began debating what they should do with Lloyd, but before they could reach a conclusion, he escaped into the snow. Scales eventually came into contact with the last of the Anacondri, Pythor, who released all the other Serpentine tribes in a quest
Yeah,
to
the last
unite
two.
them. Scales was
Strixhaven and
skeptical
Amari.
of his so-called prophecy, but Pythor persisted. The Serpentine were gathered in a meeting underneath Ninjago City to join forces, but they were ambushed by the ninja. Scales noticed them running around and captured them, except for Zane. Zane freed the others and froze their escape
He's
tunnel,
pink.
preventing the pursuing Serpentine from getting to them.
Ninja clothing.
Scales once again tried to dissuade Pythor from uniting the tribes, but was furiously brushed away.
Get your hands off me!
Following his failure,
remember
Pythor and
that.
Scales traveled to the Sea of Sand in hopes of finding the lost city of Ouroboros. Scales persisted in
Ancient
believing that
fuck
Pythor's dream was unattainable until the Anacondri found a switch that caused the city to rise from the ground. With the city now discovered, Scales was tasked with gathering all the Serpentine to hear an announcement from Pythor. Unbeknownst to him, Lloyd snuck aboard
there's
using
Silra.
a Hypnobride disguise and attended the gathering. At Ouroboros, Pythor explains his plan to unite the tribes, to become the Serpentine King. Scales was promised the position of second in command if he plays his part, to which Scales humbly obeys, stuffing cotton balls in his ears and joining the other generals on the opposite side of the arena. Pythor then challenges the Serpentine generals and declares that if he won, the tribes would be forced to obey him. While the other generals were beating the Anacondri to a pulp, Scales handed Pythor the sacred flute, completely turning the tide of the battle. Although having cotton balls in his ears, Scales pretended to be in pain like the other generals and surrendered his
Oh,
staff.
shit.
Scales, acting defeated, bowed down to his new master. With the tribes united, Scales assisted Pythor in searching for a way to find the four Fangblades to reawaken the Great Devourer. After a long search ending in nothing, Scales warned Pythor that the tribes would soon get impatient and begin asking questions. But the answer was revealed once the antivenoms from the Serpentine staffs were combined over a piece of paper. The antivenoms created the map of Fangs, beginning the hunt for the Fangblades. Locating the first Fangblade at Mega Monster Amusement Park, Scales and the Serpentine arrived via underground tunnels dug by the Constricti. Scales suggested that they should come back at night so as to not attract any unwanted attention, but Pythor thought they would easily fit in. The snakes eventually found the first Fangblade in the Ghost Train attraction, but they were stopped by the ninja. Zane, however, accidentally froze his friends, allowing the Serpentine to escape. The ninja weren't the only obstacle, as Samurai X arrived and tried stealing the Fangblade. Though he was unsuccessful as the snakes pulled the mech to the ground, Jay showed up to defeat them, but due to the Fangpire venom, he appeared green and even with a small tail. This led Scales to start mocking him. Jay prepared to attack, but saw Nia trapped in the roller coaster and went after her instead, giving the Serpentine the chance to escape. Scales accompanied Pythor to the pyramid in which the second Fangblade was being held. He nearly triggered a trap before Pythor stopped him. Scales saw as Pythor used Lloyd, now their prisoner, to fetch the Fangblade for them. Unfortunately for the Serpentine, Lloyd reported that the Fangblade was gone. It was eventually discovered that the second Fangblade was part of the Blade Cup, and in order to get it, the Serpentine had to win it in Ninjago's annual talent show. The snakes participated in the show, calling themselves the Troublemakers, and Scales was among the audience disguised in a fake beard, cheering them on. When it was time for the ninja's performance, Scales sent in his minions to hinder their act. Despite their efforts, the ninja won the Blade Cup, but Pythor still managed to retrieve the cup by attacking Cole's father, Lou. With the ninja distracted, the Serpentine fled with the second Fangblade. Scales was with Pythor in the volcano behind the fire temple, in which the third Fangblade was being held. The ninja interfered once again, but this time with Lord Garmadon, who wished to free his son from imprisonment. After Pythor ordered Constricti warriors to destabilize the volcano, Scales announced a retreat. Pythor lingered long enough for Kai to knock the Fangblade out of his hand, and Scales told the enraged Anacondri that they had to get out of there. On the way down the volcano, Scales witnessed the surviving Fangblade drift down the river of lava and into Pythor's hands. While Pythor
guess
was
it's
out
their
searching
luck.
for the final Fang Blade, the Serpentine hid within their new underground fortress beneath the Mountain of a Million Steps. Scales interrupted the other snake generals' discussion on whether the Great Devourer was real or not, telling them that their leader would be back soon. When the ninja arrived to steal the other three Fang Blades, Scales attempted to hypnotize Kai but failed when he performed spinjitzu with his eyes closed. However, the ninja were caught anyway. When Pythor returned with the fourth and final Fang Blade, the Serpentine called for a slither pit to celebrate their victory. The Anacondri was about to refuse, but Scales persuaded him, promising they would return to Ouroboros in the morning. Pythor reluctantly agreed, but ordered Scales that no one was to let their guard down. Soon after, Garmadon infiltrated the base with the Skulkin army, ensuring that he would be the only one to rule Ninjago. Scales helped fight off the skeletons, but was knocked down by Cruncher after he was distracted by Knuckle doing a weird dance. Sounds familiar. Through all the confusion, Lloyd freed the ninja and they escaped with the Fang Blades. Once Pythor stole back the Fang Blades and fled the Destiny's bounty, Scales was waiting to catch him below using a rattlecopter. Pythor complained the copter was not going fast enough, but Scales had it covered. Earlier, the Serpentine had commandeered a tour bus for transport to Ouroboros. When the ninja pursued the Serpentine Express, Scales was the first to notice and readied his soldiers for battle. He personally ensured that the ninja would not reach the front of the bus and confronted Cole. This confrontation did not end favorably for Scales, however, as Cole summoned his tread assault vehicle and blasted him out.
How the hell did he survive?
When Pythor finally reawakened the Great Devourer, he
He
realized he had no control over the beast and was eaten alive. Fearing for their lives, the Serpentine sought refuge in the Fang Pirate team. Scales argued with Fangtum, the latter questioning if he knew this was how Pythor's plan would have turned out. Much later, the Serpentine heard cheering on the surface, prompting them to believe the Devourer had been defeated. And with the presumed death of Pythor, Scales declared that the Serpentine would need a new leader.
Yeah, that's him, right? Okay, Season 2, Legacy of the Green Ninja.
Gathering the Serpentine army, Scales declared himself the new Serpentine King. However, his inauguration was interrupted by Lord Garmadon, enticing the Serpentine to join him instead. Demonstrating his power, Garmadon used the golden weapons to rebuild the Destiny's bounty into the Black Bounty. Despite Scales' protest that he was not even a Serpentine, the snakes flocked to join the Dark Lord, leaving Scales only with his fellow generals.
So his little
In the subway tunnels of Ninjago City, the generals hatched a new plan. While Fangtum, Acidicus, and Scalador robbed a bank to distract the ninja, Scales would go after Lloyd in the Hero's Suite as leverage against Garmadon. The plan worked flawlessly. Scales was able to break into the apartment and corner Lloyd with no resistance whatsoever. However, the arrival of Sensei Ru and Nia ruined the scheme, and Scales was sent to prison. While behind bars, he claimed that the ninja had not seen the last of him yet. The other Serpentine generals managed to break Scales out of prison using a Serpentine bus. While evading the police, Scales ended up driving into Ninjago City's annual Ninja Ball run. After some confusion, he became obsessed with winning the race, and so had the cops chasing after them. Unfortunately for Scales, the bus crashed into the other racers, causing a huge pileup. He was eventually able to escape the pileup and drove to the finish line. Seeing Lord Garmadon lose the Black Bounty to the ninja and about to be arrested, Scales pulled up to rescue him, smugly noting how Garmadon was the one needing help now. Once again a second in command, Scales continually criticized Lord Garmadon and his failures against the ninja. Garmadon and the snake snuck into the Ninjago Museum of History as part of his new plan, to use the mega weapon to revive the Grundle, a prehistoric beast notorious for its superb ability to track its prey. While the ritual was taking place, the ninja arrived to put a stop to it. Scales along with the other villains were forced to retreat, but not before he and the Serpentine generals attempted to steal a golden sarcophagus on their way out. They ended up just leaving it in the streets when it proved too big to fit through the manhole that the Serpentine had escaped through.
Well, yeah, it's too big.
Lord Garmadon told the Serpentine generals about a fabled island of darkness somewhere in the ocean, Scales initially scoffed at this rumor, but later opted to accompany him aboard a rattlecopter for the search. However, this was merely a ploy. Scales claimed to have seen the island, and when Garmadon went to check, he pushed him overboard into the middle of the ocean below. With the Dark Lord gone, the other Serpentine generals then declared Scales as their new Serpentine king. After Scales' coronation, his first order as king was to dig underneath Ninjago City, planning to bury its
I
inhabitants
think this is the
how
last
they
time we see
themselves
Scales
were
and the other
once buried by the
Serpentine
humans
until
long
season
ago.
3.
While digging, the snakes found a tomb of the ancient stone army.
Oh
As
yeah.
the Serpentine inspected the tomb, the Great Devourer's
Yeah,
wings
I didn't
began
like when they
dripping
got
from the
trapped.
ceiling,
The
bringing the
Stone
stone
Army
warriors back to life. Scales believed this to be a trap and ordered an attack. The snakes quickly found out that the warriors were indestructible and their powers had no effect on them. Acidicus suggested a retreat, but Scales refused, exclaiming that they were serpentine and would continue fighting.
Yeah,
The
you should
stone army
retreat,
proved to be too
Scales.
much for them, however, as they were all struck down. A disoriented Scales saw the army leave the tomb with the entrance closing behind them. The Snake King could only scream in fury and dismay as he had led the Serpentine to be sealed underground once more.
Poor Scales. Yep, we came back in season 3. Yep, prior to rebooted.
Following the OverLloyd's defeat, the Serpentine managed to break out of the tomb they were trapped in, but decided to stay and call it their new home. Scales married a pink hypnobride named Selma, and the two had a son named Scales Jr.
Alright, now season 3. Rebooted.
After New Ninjago City's power was knocked out, Scales left his village to go grocery shopping and returned to find a ninja waiting for him at the entrance. Scales explained to them that the Serpentine had adopted a new life, spending their time caring for the next generation and vowing never to return to the surface. Once inside, Scales gathered the ninja around a fire and listened to Acidicus tell the tale of the Golden Master.
Staff is
An
emerald
evil
green.
being who possessed powers
Not
equal
gold
to the
anymore.
first Spinjitzu master.
The Venomori symbol on
Their
it.
home was then attacked by ninjoids, but the ninja fought to protect the Serpentine. Scales accused the ninja of leading them there, to which they replied that they did not know they were being
Stone
followed.
Army now the
Once the
Ninjoids.
ninja learned that the ninjoids were powered by Electro Cobra, they were able to defeat them. Learning that Lloyd was in danger, the ninja asked if Scales would help them, to which he refused. However, he did inform them of one Serpentine who was fond of using Electro Cobra,
Pythor.
his old master, Pythor.
Yep, who turned
During the Golden Master's
alive.
attack on New Ninjago City, Scales,
I didn't like how
Slithra, and
Pythor
some
got
Constricti helped the citizens evacuate and seek refuge underground.
Okay, oh, god damn it! Hate those ads. Alright, there we go. Okay, season 4, Torment
Scales
of
and his
Elements.
son were present to hear Zane's speech on trying to get people to fight the Anachondrite
He's with a
cultists in the
statue.
Corridor of Elders. They both took part in the battle later on. Scales was nearly sliced by an Anachondrite crusher, but was saved by the Destiny's bounty, remarking,
Never thought I'd be happy to see that ship again.
Yeah,
As the
brings
battle
back good
raged on,
memories,
he
huh,
witnessed
Skales?
Chen and the cultists being banished to the Cursed Realm and celebrated with everyone else. After the battle, he and his son helped clean up the mess in the Corridor of Elders.
Pythor's Revenge.
When Pythor stole the Borg Watch prototype, he showed up at the Serpentine village to present it to his fellow snakes. Scales was surprised to see his former king again and questioned why he was there. Scales Jr. recognized the Borg Watch and begged his father to allow Pythor to show it to them. When the Anachondrite tried activating the Borg Watch's thermodynamic temperature gauge, nothing happened. This left Scales unamused. When the ninja arrived and chased Pythor out of the village, Scales Jr. wanted to go to the surface to witness the unveiling of the Borg Watch. Scales, however, did not approve of this.
Season 7, Hands of Time.
While skulking in the darkness of the sewers, Scales and his son witnessed Crux and Acronix dragging an aging Wu to their lair. Later, the ninja tracked their signatures of Scales and Jr. and began attacking them, thinking they were more Vermilion warriors. Lloyd realized that it was just Scales and ordered the others to
And his
stop.
son.
Scales explained that they were tracking the Vermilion to their secret lair when he was accused of joining them. He went on telling the ninja that the Vermilion were the pure first progeny of the Great Devourer, meaning they would consume everything in their path like their predecessor.
Oh.
When Cole revealed the discovery of the breeding tanks, Scales told him that the tanks were sufficient for breeding small numbers of Vermilion, but to breed an army would require a swamp, the same swamp the Time Toons were using as their lair. Lloyd asked Scales if he could show them to their base, but he refused as he had a family to protect. However, the Hypnobrai general did give them a map leading to the swamp and wished them luck.
Season 11. Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu.
The ninja visited the Serpentine
Oh,
village
yeah,
to seek Scales'
they're a lot
help
different
to gain
since Season 8.
information about Asphira. At first,
Yeah,
Scales did not
that was
want
their
to aid
last
them, questioning if they were ever
design for
friends, as they
Season
only
7.
came to him at times of need.
Well,
He soon conceded to their wishes and takes them to
he
the
says he
Serpentine
can't help
library.
out.
Scales
He has the right to
introduces the
scold
ninja
them.
to Rusticus, who tells them the tale of Asphira. They learn about this deceiver who they believe to be Garmadon.
Okay, Season 14. Sea Bond. Yeah, there was 15
When the
seasons.
citizens
Yeah,
of
I just
Ninjago
realized
City were forced to evacuate, Scales and the other Serpentine had to leave their village and seek refuge from the great flood caused by Rojira. After Nia's sacrifice, Scales along with Acidicus attended her memorial.
Alright, Season 15. Crystallized.
When Ninjago City was crystallized, Scales and some Hypnobrai managed to escape from their village after some of their kind returned into crystal zombies. When it came time for the final battle against the Crystal Army, Scales chose to break his oath to never interfere with the surface
Oh,
dwellers'
so was his
problems
neck.
and overcome his fear of the Overlord. Together with some Hypnobrai soldiers, they came out of the sewers and engaged in battle with the Crystal Warriors. When the Overlord was finally defeated by the Golden Ultra Dragon, Scales cheered with everyone else for the great victory he had contributed to. And even though he wasn't in this scene, I like to believe he was somewhere off-screen helping rebuild the Monastery of Spinjitzu with everyone else.
Oh,
The very same place that he had burned down all those years ago.
that's right.
Hey, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the first video on this channel, and hopefully I can continue doing these kinds of videos in the future.
That was the first
If I
video.
don't get copyrighted, of course.
Oh.
Also, leave down in the comments what Ninjago character history videos you want to see next time. And remember, never put off until tomorrow what can be done today.
Alright,
Have a
Sensei
good
Wu.
one.
Okay, well, that was that. I didn't talk the rest of the video that much, but want to hear the story and stuff. Okay, well, that was the complete history of Scales. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will continue with the rest next time. But in the meantime, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.